Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the PlotCast. I'm your host, Nate Slater.
And I'm Chris Sandbrook, and today we're going to be discussing Scalper Shenanigans. Now, we've previously discussed the possible downfall of Magic the Gathering with their Fortnite-esque marketing strategy, and we are yet again looking at another big issue in the trading card game landscape. I think it's fair to say that we're continuing forth on our newly dubbed Cardboard Chronicles. Today, we're going to be doing the deep dive into a topic that's been driving players and collectors up the walls. It's scalpers. Those monstrous, fast-fingered fiends who manage to buy out every new Pokemon card release before your local retailer even has a chance to open for business. And let's face it, the Pokemon trading card game has never been more popular. Every time a new set drops, excitement builds. I know Nate is running for the stores, get his packs. But before you can even say, Charizard, I choose you, the shelves are empty. You check online, the only listings are from sellers or asking for prices that make you wonder if it's worth falling behind on rent this month. What's going on? Well, in one word, it's scalpers, and we're here to discuss them.
Yeah, it's definitely, for me as, a collector, I'm not trying to really resell anything. Yes, I'll keep one of something for myself for the future, but it's not like I'm trying to, you know, go out there and buy the whole store like some people have been doing in the past, I'd say 2 years at this point. But it's definitely a crisis that fans, I guess you could say true fans, are facing at this moment. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're getting to a point where, you know, according to industry reports, the retailers are now being forced to impose purchase limits on new Pokemon releases, um, often restricting buyers to 1 to 5 packs per person per day. We just were discussing Walmart's 5 items per person per visit. You know, boxes of the latest expansions seem to sell out in minutes in major chains like Target and Walmart. You look to online pre-orders and blink and you'll miss it.
100%. As far as online pre-orders go, good luck. I mean, there's so many bots out there that are just picking them up fast, but there are people fighting back out there. There's an app that I recently signed up for just to try it, and so far it's worked. I'm not gonna do it long term because, like I said, I'm just trying to get the little bit that I want and call it a day. But shout out to Poke Notify, check them out. Not a paid sponsor, but just wanted to say that they've helped me, and maybe they could help you try and secure some product. Um, but going any other way, it's been really miss rather than a hit. Trying to get anything Pokemon related as far as the cards go. And I know uh recently there was like a TikTok guy, he went to Walmart and somebody bought a whole display of, I think it was Mega Evolutions tins, and the guy asked, "Well, can I just get one box?" I said, "Yeah, you could get two tins." And the guy's like, "Well, I just want a box." So he took a box, and then the manager from Walmart came up and said, "No, you can't do that." And apparently, the manager, he was a friend of the guy who, or the scalper that was buying everything, which this was probably, looking at what it was, maybe a good 400 tins worth. So that's like 800 packs of cards. Just nobody could get him. He just got him, and the manager was trying to help the guy because to them it's just, oh, we're making a sale, the store's fine, but then you're gonna literally piss off anybody else who comes in the store looking for this stuff. And that guy was mad. He put him on social media, and now it seems as though Walmart is hearing the cries of the people at least a little bit by putting these limits on that you've just recently discussed.
And it goes in cycles, right? There's always some big incident, like back in 2021, some stores had removed cards entirely off of their shelves,
Yep.
only allowing sales behind the counter for specific hours. Um, I believe there was a gun-related violent incident in a parking lot at a Target. I'm not sure if it was Pokemon specifically or if it was, some sports trading cards. But either way, it makes going to specific stores a gamble now too. And if you have to worry about how crazy some people are about it, that they might become violent, you know, entire rules will be put in place. I know Walmart temporarily banned selling cards for a while as a result of that. And if it would happen again, then we're just going to see those kinds of problems again.
Yeah.
Uh, Scalpers are really putting the pressure on people. And the fact that online sales, when it comes to the bots, no one's stopping those bots. Like
Yeah.
they can put restrictions on sales online per person, but it doesn't matter. The bots easily they got around it before it was even a security implement.
Yeah.
So there was no stopping that kind of and the pre-orders in themselves. I mean, the fact that they go down to a certain limit as well on how many are going to be um released online because they want to get people in
Yeah.
stores too. It puts a whole new amount of pressure on people if they can't get to a store at a specific time when things are released.
And the thing is too is that I mean, some of these like Pokemon Center, their website and Walmart and stuff like that, they're getting savvy on the seeing what is a bot buying stuff. So they're slowly when they can determine that it is a bot, they cancel those orders. But not it's not going to be foolproof. There's going to be ways around it. And the thing that is probably most frustrating for people now, we're rolling into the holiday season. And Chris, I know you're a father. Like your son and you and your wife, you guys love Pokemon.
Yep,
So like,
Pokemon cards are constantly a stocking stuffer every year. And yeah, it gets hard. Sometimes it ends up being those crappy little packs that, are just released for Halloween, aren't really meant for anything.
yeah,
That end up just being the throwaway things I throw in the stockings instead of actual things that they can put into decks or collect. It's a shame. And yeah, I mean, obviously, retailers are experimenting, trying to figure out ways to prevent this. Some have online lotteries, in-store raffles, extra security measures. They're trying to stagger the sales that they put online. You also have the actual card company coming out and going, hey, we'll mass reprint
yep,
certain things, but they'll only do that if it sells the way that they want.
yeah.
So it's not a guarantee.
And reprinting something is also a gamble because some people are in this for the value long term. And if you reprint something so many times, it's going to decrease its value because there's more in supply, supply
Yeah,
and demand. But if the demand's there, then, but then again, scalping is also creating a false demand. If,
it is.
these people are holding on to it, people are only buying more of it because the scalpers are buying all of it. So it might come to a point where people just give up, which will be sad, especially with what we talked about in the card game space before. Some card games are kind of already on their way out, it seems like, and losing some steam and trying to reinvent the wheel for themselves. And if this happens to Pokemon, what's going to stop it from happening to other card games that
Right. And
are
scalpers,
around?
they're not new.
No.
Pokemon, yes, they're dealing with it. It happened well before Pokemon. You can experience it when buying tickets to a concert, which is just as frustrating, just as problematic. Any kind of event, sporting event, anything that you can purchase something that is of limited amount and high demand, there's going to be scalpers. If there's
Yep.
anything that can be sold as a resale, there's going to be scalpers. And it's difficult because then you're forced to look at, hey, I missed the initial sale, am I going to put forth the ton of money that they are now asking.
Yeah, because you have the whole FOMO, fear of missing out, if you don't know what that means. But, people wanna get into it before it's gone, and if scalpers keep doing what they're doing, people are not gonna enjoy it at all, and like I said, they're just gonna give up because they can't afford the product,
Right,
period.
and the worst part is when you make that choice, yes, okay, I'll spend the extra money because I missed out initially. You're also helping the scalpers, and you're making the problem worse, and you don't want to, but,
Yeah.
what other option is there other than just missing out?
Yeah, and for me, I got back into Pokemon because of 151 because, I'm a first gener, we'll put it that way. I love the original 151. And this was a springboard for me to at least just dip my toe back into it for a small amount of time. And I just enjoy opening the packs and trying to get all the cards that way. And realistically, that hasn't been fully possible for me over the past year, year and a half because it's so expensive. Now,
It is.
and I'm still buying it because I don't have it all. Yes, I'm a fool. I could do what Chris did, and Chris tells me all the time, just go online, go to eBay, go wherever, go to a store and buy the single cards. But that's part of the fun is opening it.
No, for sure.
It is
And I
gambling.
was I was lucky that I had the entire set of the 151 minus 1 card, and
Yep.
I only had to go out of my way to spend way too much money for a single card, but with the way prices are increasing, even the single card purchases now are looking terrible
Yeah. And
as
it
for the buyer.
and like I said, holiday seasons are coming up. So yeah, there will be sales, but then there'll also be people be like, no, if people want it, they're gonna pay still this high price. Yeah, maybe they might discount it 5-10%. But if you're paying quadruple over MSRP, let's say you want to get a Blooming Waters Pokemon 151 box, which I think is supposed to retail for 69.99 or 59.99, but you're paying right now, I think they're going anywhere between 179.99 to $200. Like that's over double the price there. Like,
Yeah, getting to the triple, and it's ridiculous. And scalpers, they're not just frustrating; they're damaging.
yep,
New and young players can't even get cards to play.
yeah,
Collectors are priced out. The secondary market becomes a minefield of just inflated prices and disappointment. Like,
yep,
there's no guarantee that when you buy it from these scalpers, you're even going to receive, either it, or if you do, if it's in quality condition. I mean, you could get packs that are just bent and damaged because they don't care about the product.
yep.
They care about resale. That's
A-
it. It's
And let's
just
let's
resale.
let's be honest too. There are scammers out there too where they're like everything is so scarce now. There could be a scammer out there because I've been scammed before with Japanese 151 cards. But you could have a scammer selling a Blooming Waters. I'm just using 151 as a reference because that's my go-to right now. So you could have, we'll use eBay for example, an eBay seller, and they have Blooming Waters Pokemon 151 on there. You buy it, it gets shipped to your house, looks fine, and one day you decide to open it and you realize, okay, one of two things, or a couple things could happen. One, the packs have been reglued and all the good stuff has been taken out. Or two, the packs that are in there are fake cards, which has
Yeah.
happened. And I've been on the receiving end of that, and it's not fun at all. And you got to go through a whole process with eBay to get a refund, and it's a
And that's
lot more
assuming
work.
it's eBay you got it from. There are other
Exactly.
places you could purchase it from where there is no return, or if there is a return, maybe there's a limited time. And that's even worse if you're buying it as a gift. Again, Christmas is coming. You're
Yep.
not going to hand it to the person right away and have them check to make sure it's all good. They don't get it till Christmas. If, more than 30 days goes by and 30 days was that time period that they had for returns, then you're all
Yep.
out of luck.
Especially for someone like you, because I know you like to go Christmas shopping a whole 8 months before Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
As soon as
uh,
Christmas ends, I'm picking up those deals for next year.
yeah, which is smart, especially if you want to buy a car. But that'd be a gift for yourself, an early late Christmas gift. But anyway,
Right.
back to the cards. It is very frustrating especially for people who are like, I'm gonna use myself as an example, like me, who don't really plan to go any further or too much further with Pokemon cards. Yes, if you see in the background there, I have some Pokemon stuff. I even have some Magic stuff and some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I felt it appropriate for the video, but it's not going to be long term me going into Pokemon. Yes, started picking up Black Bolt, White Flare stuff just because they said it was like the 151 of that generation. So I'm like, all right, I I want to see what this is about. Plus, it's like a springboard for that. And granted, if they do that with the other generations of Pokemon, similar to 151 and Black Bolt and White Flare, I'll do that. But really, me going out of my way to get anything else is it's too much for me, especially I'm a 40-year-old man now. Not saying to anybody else who's my age that enjoys that, but I got other things I need to worry about at this point in time in my life. But it is fun to pick up the chase every once in a while and have some fun. But going back to where I started at here, trying to complete the set is now way harder if I want to do it the way I want to do it. And scalpers are not helping.
Yep.
So,
At this point, the only people that are suffering are the traders, the players, and the collectors. Everyone else is profiting. Walmart is profiting. The company itself is profiting. The scalpers are profiting.
mhm,
And it's unfortunate that it has to be that way. And it would be nice if they found ways that they could implement to prevent it from happening. Obviously, the Pokemon Company does not want the customers, the fans, to have to go through this because if they do, they are less likely to continue to be fans. But at the same time, they're not going to stop everything that they're doing because money is money. That's the
of
only
course.
reason they're in it.
Also, and going back to what you said earlier, you know, you're talking about new people coming in, especially folks. Pokemon is really geared for children. And Chris, you're a father of 3 kids. Two really don't have an idea, but your son, he likes this kind of thing. And if he were new to it and wanted to get into it, even though he's been in it, but if he's new, he can't even play if he wanted to because if you wanted to get him a deck, you're gonna have to pay $200 or something like that. And
Getting the pre-made decks is the easy part.
yeah,
It's getting the booster packs
yeah,
that, I remember as a kid, I just run down to the store. There they were. Nobody really cared. Uh, I at the time lived in Britain. It was £2 50 cents. There you go. Bam. Super easy. There it is. I've got it. I open it up. It's not what I want. Fine, I'll buy another one.
yeah. And
You
even
know,
back then, it was a phenomenon. It was people were rushing to get this stuff too, but it wasn't anything like this.
Yeah. Now my son, I mean, for one, obviously there's inflation, but that aside, it's hard for a kid these days, to make money. It's not like it used to be where you could just mow the lawns of everyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Things are more restricted for children, and for them, it feels like it's solely put on the parents at this point.
yeah.
Just fork out money for everything. And then the prices are getting inflated, things are getting ridiculous. It just becomes harder for kids to enjoy things.
Yeah, it's becoming less of a kids game and more of a money grab for adults at this point,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad because there's several ways to make this fun: trading, collecting, and playing. And now it just seems impossible for any of these kids, even the adults. Let's be honest, because adults will play this too. I mean, people get bored of other things and try
Oh,
new
I play.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's becoming daunting to even wanna even think about it. Let's be honest. And
Yeah.
I for one just rather or I'm rather happy that I'm not in it like I used to be into it when I was a kid and other card games. So thank God for that.
Yeah, it's the pressure that is put on the average person who actually wants the cards for the cards. Uh there's so many more problems that we're experiencing that I feel like if there is a downfall to the Pokemon trading card game, it is this. This will, if this doesn't get corrected, this will kill the whole platform, the whole game.
Yeah.
I know that they have the app where you can play it, and that might be their way of saying, hey, there's an alternative for players. It's not quite the same, though.
Yeah, people love tangible items, whether it be DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, trading cards, comic books. People prefer to hold something real. People want this in their hand. They want to be able to say, "This is mine. No one can take it away from me. If I want to give it to somebody or sell it, I can do it."
Right.
But having digital stuff is fun to a certain extent.
Right. And the rule sets are different. The way you get energy is different. Everything about it really is different. And I very much prefer being able to build my own deck without restrictions. Um, and yeah, it's one of those things that you have to just adapt.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that this is the way to go, because now it just puts even more money into the pockets of the Pokemon company. And it's less fun for you.
Yes. I mean, another solution kind of I thought of, which is not really doing anything, but it comes down to different variants of the game that I thought of because they have the digital card game, like the new one, because they have a full-fledged card game that's the same game that people
Yeah.
play with the cards, but then they came out with a new one a year ago, which is kind of relatively the same as Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, where they take the whole idea of the original game, but scale it down a little bit so it makes sense for a quicker play in the space of the digital realm. Now, a way to subsidize other players is you can make two separate physical card games. One, the TCG Pocket version of Pokemon, and you could print cards for that, but have it more of a Go version where it's quicker play. And you could have a physical version of that too if you wanted to. But that doesn't mean that will stop any scalping whatsoever, but it would just make two different realms, or technically three at this point, because you'll have the digital, the original live, and then you'll have the pocket version that you could take with you that would be physical too. So I don't know. I think that would be something cool as well.
It would be cool, but it's unlikely. It's more money. I know that they are more geared towards digital things because it's less money
Yep.
that they have to put into anything, less of a gamble on whether it will sell or not. But really, at this point, there's not much to be said because there's not much that can be done. Uh, as far as closing thoughts on this, I mean, the battle between scalpers and Pokemon fans will rage on.
Yeah.
There's no preventing it at this point. You just got to remember that the true spirit of this game is about playing, trading, sharing. It was about the human contact that you had, with a fellow fan. Just don't lose hope. If you miss out on release day, hopefully, if you hold on tight to the dream, you'll
Yeah.
get your next pack, and you may just get that elusive card, and you won't have to spend your life savings on it. Um, but I'm sure there are going to be changes ahead. Whether they're good, whether they're bad, who knows? It's all
Yep.
about waiting.
Exactly. And I just want to say there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. There usually is. We just got to get there and just hold on for dear life. They're working things out slowly at a snail's pace, but I think that Pokemon is slowly getting a handle on it. But at the end of the day, who really wins? The Pokemon company does because they're getting everybody's money. So, with that said, this has been another episode of the PlotCast. We are Plothole Productions, and we are on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. You can check us out there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, I'm your host, Nate Slater,
And I'm Chris Sambrick, and we'll catch you in the
in the
void.
void.